He hadn't planned on stopping near the break room that morning. The whole point of going undercover was to blend in, to become invisible among the staff of his own billion-dollar retail empire, but something about the silence behind that half-open door made his steps slow. The hum of vending machines filled the narrow corridor, and then he heard it, a soft, broken sound, the kind of crying someone makes when they're trying desperately not to be heard. He paused, hand still gripping a box of inventory forms, heart tightening in a way that surprised him. As CEO, he was used to reports, numbers, complaints filtered through managers and HR departments, but raw human emotion like this didn't appear on spreadsheets. He gently pushed the door open and saw her sitting on the bench, shoulders hunched, lunch container unopened in her lap. She was new, he remembered her from orientation 2 days ago. Her name tag read Lena. She looked younger up close, eyes red, lashes clumped from tears she'd tried to wipe away with the back of her hand. For a moment, he considered turning around. After all, he was supposed to be just another employee, Mark, a regional trainee learning store operations. But something rooted him to the spot. Maybe it was the way she whispered to herself, voice cracking, "I can't mess this up. I can't afford to mess this up." When she finally noticed him, she stiffened, embarrassed, quickly swiping her face and forcing a weak smile. "Sorry," she said, voice unsteady. "Didn't know anyone was here." He shrugged gently, lowering himself onto the opposite bench as if he had all the time in the world. "You don't have to apologize," he replied softly. "Break rooms are for breaks." She laughed once, bitter and hollow. He asked if she was okay, the kind of question people ask automatically, never expecting an honest answer. But Lena looked at the floor, fingers tightening around the plastic container, and something inside her gave way. "I'm trying," she said. "I really am. I didn't think starting over would feel this heavy." He listened, saying nothing, and slowly the words poured out of her like a dam breaking. She told him about losing her last job when the store shut down without warning, about the eviction notice taped to her apartment door, about her mom's medication that insurance stopped covering, about how this cashier job wasn't just a paycheck but the thin line between surviving and falling apart. Her voice trembled when she said, "Everyone thinks this is just a job. But for me, this is everything." Each sentence struck him harder than the last. He thought about the executive meetings where labor costs were discussed like abstract inconveniences, about the bonuses approved with a raise of a hand, about the policies he himself had signed that made stores leaner, faster, more efficient. Sitting across from him was the human cost of those decisions, and for the first time in years, he felt ashamed. She wiped her eyes again and whispered the words that truly shattered him. "I cried because I was scared," she said. "Scared that if I mess up even once, someone like you, someone higher up, will decide I'm replaceable." The irony burned in his chest. He was that someone. The very person who could decide her fate without ever knowing her name. He wanted to tell her the truth right then, to say he was the CEO, that she wasn't invisible, that she mattered. But instead, he swallowed hard and said, "You're not replaceable." She looked up, surprised. He met her gaze, sincerity breaking through the role he was playing. People who care this much never are. For the first time, her shoulders relaxed, just a little. When the break ended, she stood, took a deep breath, and thanked him for listening. As she walked back to the registers, he stayed behind, staring at the blank wall, heart pounding with a new kind of resolve. That single conversation changed the rest of his undercover journey. He started watching more closely, listening more carefully, seeing what had always been hidden behind quarterly reports. And long after the cameras were off and the disguise was gone, Lena's words echoed in his mind, reshaping decisions that would impact thousands of lives. If this story moved you, touched your heart, or made you see the world a little differently, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because every story here reminds us that kindness, empathy, and humanity can change everything, one moment at a time.